Good morning. Let's solve another LeetCode problem. So last time we did reverse words in a string. I don't know why it didn't get this green mark. It doesn't seem to give me the green mark, even though I've refreshed so many times. So well, that is that. So this time we will do zigzag conversion. So when I clicked on this, I saw that it's got a ton of thumbs down. So people don't like this problem, but let's try it anyways. It's a medium problem. Let's read the question and start the timer. So we have this string, PayPal is hiring. Okay, so PayPal is hiring. Okay, and then we read it row by row, left to right. Given a number of, okay, so given 3 rows, it's gonna be like this. Example 1, 3 rows, PayPal's hiring. Then we have this. Example 2, 4 rows. Then we have this. 1 row. Okay. Okay, letters and comma and period. At most 1000 rows. At most 1000 characters in this input string. Okay. So this looks like a very difficult one. We need to find some pattern so that we are able to write it out like this and return in this manner. We'll need to think about this. I'll be eating some breakfast in the meantime. I need to see all the indices in order to see if there are any patterns. Okay. Number of rows is 4, so we have 4 here. So all the vertical elements, we have 4 vertical elements, and then the diagonal we will have 2 because it's 4 minus 2. So for number of rows 3, we will have 3 vertical elements in each column, and 3 minus 2, just 1 in the diagonal place. So at least that is something that we know. So how would we be able to write this in this manner? Oh, I see the difference here would always be 6. So 1, 7, 13, 2, 8, 3, 9. And the most difficult part, I suppose, are these diagonal elements. Okay, I kind of wanna write this in 5 rows to see as well. Okay, let's just do that. PayPal is PayPal is hiring. So that's our input in 5 rows. Well, actually, I should have just written this directly in numbers. This is useless, of course. Okay, so this is 5. So then we have 5 plus 5 minus 2, so we have 8 in difference for these 2 columns. And then we have 3 diagonals. Okay, one thing to note is that, well, if we continue here, it will be so if we continue like this, okay, first row and last row, they only have these elements that are not diagonal, so that we know. And then all the rows in between, they have one diagonal element between these vertical columns. There's just one for each row between each pair of columns. What if we write something that's like, so we know how much is between these and we can increment these? What about we use just like that, -1, -2, -3? Same thing here. How could we write that? Well, we need to see where it ends. So if we run a loop that starts iterating like, okay, so first row, we know what the first row would be. Okay, so in this example, we have 19 elements in total, and each of this part, so this, if we consider this little v here, that's one vertical and almost one diagonal, and another vertical and a diagonal. So if we consider that to be one part, so that is five elements, number of rows 5, plus 3 diagonal elements, so there will be 8 in each of these. So if we use 19, number of, let's just name this number of columns, so it will be the number of elements in total modulo 5 plus 3, it's 8. So this will give us 3, which means there are 3 elements left here. But, okay, no, but this is not the number of columns. The number of columns is simply divided. So 19 divided by 8, which just gives us 2. So that's 1, 2. And the last part has 3. That's the remainder. It's got 3 elements. That is actually also useful, I think. So what does this mean when we have 2 of these parts and 3 remainder? Well, if we had 2 and 0 remainder, we will not have the last 3 elements. So when we are writing this, we will just have 0 and 8. So how do we use these to write? Okay. Oh my god, this problem is not easy. Okay, well, let's try. We start the result with a empty string. Let's see if we can use these. So the length of the input divided by number of rows. Well, basically we're doing times 2 minus 2. Because we are doing number of rows plus number of rows minus 2. So let's see if we're gonna use this. Actually, this actually might return a. This might not be in integer form, or in. Not sure. If it's not, we will put an int function there. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I need to check something. Okay, I'm back. So let's iterate through this input. I think I would like to use this as example. This is the hard part. Oh, it's already been 18 minutes. Is this why people don't like this question? Let's say we have this row index as well. Okay, so if we are in the first row, then we don't have diagonal elements, so what do? We would like to get index 0, 8, and 16. I mean, I'm thinking this is definitely not the best way to do it, but I'm thinking so number of columns is 2. So for number of columns is 2, so we're gonna go 0, 1, and we're gonna add the results. Oh, it's gonna be adding 8. Okay, so we will be adding So first is S0, then we increment J with K, so then it's S8. So it's only gonna go around twice because this is just 2. And then if remainder is bigger than 0, we will add the last. So now we are handling the last part here. That would be do you actually want to use that J again? Okay. So while we're in here, so first 0, 1, J is 0, 0, J 0, J is 1. Okay, that does not work. This is only gonna go from 1 to okay. So we wanna add S0, then S8. Okay, so we still want to iterate twice. So you need to make sure this loop iterate twice. And the third time we are handling this. So now it's iterating 3 times. So the first 2 times we want to be adding these. And if there is a remainder bigger than 0, then we want to add the last. So if J is in range, this is J. And the next time we want to be adding Sj plus K. So essentially this is what we want to do, but in this syntax, J would just be going from 0 to 3, in range 3, so 0 to 2. And I'm still kind of new to Python, so what's the syntax if I want to change the... Just need to rewrite it. So we have j goes from 0 and then it goes to 1. So 0 times 8, 1 times 8, and then when we're here, when j is equal to 2, I mean, I guess I could move this out anyways. If remainder is bigger than 0, then we want to add one more. And that will just be the number of columns, so 2 times k. So all of this just for the first row. And let's see. So we will do something similar for the last row. Okay, let's write the last row. If it's the last row, so at the end of this we should be incrementing the row. When it's number of rows minus 1. Okay, we need to increment that, but we also need to do modulo number of rows. I need to refactor that later. So this means, so this is what it means. Row modular number of rows. So if we're at, so we have number of rows 5 here. So if we're at row 6, that will give us, okay, so that will give us remainder 1. Alright, so this is row 1, this is row 0 to 4, that is row 5, that is row 6. Okay. Oh, I actually need to take a short break here. Okay, well, I'll just stop recording and I'll continue after my little thing.